Okay, so this is my website. I made it on Weebly, and this is a website that I decided to make where I'm going to display my artistic ability. Originally, I was going to pick about 5 or 6 quick pieces, well, not quick pieces, but pieces that I was going to draw and color and put full detail into them, which would have taken, so like more, I would have put more time into each of these pieces. But then I was inspired by artist galleries, and if you've ever gone to a convention and seen an artist alley where these artists have these booths set up and they have their art, like they have prints of their art and they have like buttons, everything set up like to sell, but at the same time they're selling these things called commissions, where you go up to them and you'll say, hey, I want to buy I want you to draw me a Pikachu from Pokemon, and you pay them a certain amount of money for that commission, and they'll quickly draw it for you there, and it's really well done. Like depending on who the artist is, so if it's a more famous artist, it's gonna cost more money, or if it's more like some artists charge based on like the size of the drawing. So if you just ask for a head drawing or a full body drawing and all that, so I decided to do that. And like the reason I did that is because I can get more pieces out on the website, and it's quicker sketches, so it's between like I set the time, what it should be around 15 minutes or less, as that is the time that usually these artists who are doing commissions, that's how fast they draw, even quicker than 15 minutes. But like because I'm not as good as these people, I just wanted to show off like maybe a little bit of artistic ability that I have, so that's what I decided to do. So instead of doing like 5 or 6 pieces, I did more than that, and I did them all in 15 minutes or less. So if you're going to see that they're a little more sloppier, but I think it gets the point across it. So this is the home page. It just describes me right now, grade 12 student, currently attending Welland Centennial. And this is just Vegeta here saying, what does the scouter say about his power level? Just over 9,000, the famous Dragon Ball Z line. So my art is inspired by, a lot of it has been inspired from my childhood watching anime and like comic books, Batman, watching like Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, and like a lot of it is inspired by that. You'll see that. Here, if we look at the website, this is a picture of me. This is a really basic layout. I saw, since I started doing this project, I decided to use Weebly because it's such an easy website to like make a site on. It's such a, like the layout, the interface, everything is so much easier to use than all the other ones that I've seen so far. And because I have prior experience with Weebly, it also helped. I recommend people use Weebly like to start out when they're making websites, because it just makes everything easier, because you can just drag and drop everything. And like if you see, like this layout is so basic, it's easy to understand. You just come here, you can come and see everything. So like you can come to my contact, click on it really quickly. Like setting this up was like easy peasy. You drag like on the website creator, you drag it, make it really quickly, and there's like, you don't have to know HTML code or any of that. It does it all for you, and it's really easy. So yeah, so here I'll go on to the sketches now. So these are the sketches, all of them, and I set up this song from One Piece. It's called Main Socket, and I really liked it. And it suits it because so you can hear me better. So all of these sketches are drawn in 15 minutes or less, as you might be able to recognize some things, maybe, possibly not, except for this first one. And it's just, I found this first drawing a few days ago, and it was something that I drew in like grade 8, Afro Samurai. And this one took me like a really long time to draw. and I just remember like how long I had to take to just make every single detail. Now, like after drawing since then, it just comes easier to me to draw. Like I don't think it'd take as long as it did for that one. But besides this drawing, um, everything else has been 15 minutes or less, and they're all things that have been requested by my friends and peers. Um, Ever since English class, especially like not even just grade 12, but all 4 years of English have helped me to think in a more analytical way, and to like now thinking about it, when I watch these shows, and especially like One Piece, or like even like any TV show now, I realize that I'm catching on more to like the little things that I didn't before, like foreshadowing, puns, like all these things. I'm catching on to them when before I would not see them in these things. So like it's helped a lot, especially the discussions in class. They've really helped me to be able to like analyze a piece of writing, or like a comic book, or anything that I read on the internet, like because I read most of these things on the internet, because I don't read books as much anymore. It's helped me to just catch all these little things, and the discussions in class also helped me to be able to express my ideas in a more simplistic manner, because before I'd be so complicated trying to explain everything, just blah blah blah, like just babbling on about everything. And reading, like the whole literary theory, it has really helped, like just the way I look at things now. Just the whole, I really enjoyed the whole Marxism theory of how just seeing it in everything, like up to like the most simplest of like cartoons to like the most complicated thing. Like you see the whole, like One Piece, the whole this whole show. So this is one of the characters in One Piece. The whole show is based on this pirate, Gold Roger, who dies, and he has the treasures of the world, and he, before his death, he's executed, and he says that if you want all my treasures, it's there at that one place in one piece, go get it. And then he causes this whole revolution and this whole great pirate era where it changes the world, and it shows how money is money is in control of everything. So in a Marxism view of that, it's that whole socioeconomic position controls everything. As he is the king of the pirates, he's on top of the world because of his riches and his money. And there's a lot of in One Piece, there's a lot of you can see the bourgeoisie and the proletariat, in where the social classes are set up into where there's like the commoners, and then there's nobles, and then there's kings, queens, and then there's these things called celestial dragons. And you can see the mistreatment of these commoners because of their poorness. Like these nobles, they mistreat the commoners. Like they go and like try and burn them and kill them because they're ashamed. They think that they're the how do I say this, the mistakes of the world. And it's really sad to watch sometimes, and it's true, because it happens in real life, where people think that like poor people, or like people who are stuck in these situations, and they think that they can get like they chose to be there when they didn't. And like, yeah, the writer, his name's Eiichiro Oda, and he's really good, and he just adds all these elements. And like before watching it, you don't catch these, but after we learned about Marxism theory, I caught it very well. And you can see that the bourgeoisie and the proletariat and the whole socioeconomic classes, like that whole thing, and how it's a big part of the plot of One Piece. Another thing that has helped me with English, not only in grade 12 but grade 9, 10, 11, 12, is like oral presentations. at the beginning, like when I was in grade 9, my oral skills were very, very weak. Like I could not, like I had trouble presenting. Like I could still present, but I had troubles. Like I would get nervous, and like as time progressed, especially in grade 12, like it's helped a lot. And like especially those class discussions, like with Indian Horse and Hamlet, they they helped a lot, and it's like you feel more comfortable in that environment, and then like it helps you to express yourself, and especially in those little discussion groups for Indian Horse, I was comfortable completely, like 100%. I had no problem expressing my opinion, saying, and it's helped a lot, especially like making this site. I it, it was I didn't have any issue making it. It was like expressing my what I had to tell everyone, like what I want to show everyone, like these sketches. I'm not embarrassed. I'm just gonna play again. Embarrassed or anything. It's giving me more confidence to show off like my ability to draw and everything. Yeah, so like more detail into how I drew these. The biggest difficulty for me here was just like with these drawings, the biggest difficulty is just getting a starting point. But like once you get a starting point, it becomes easier. And if you can see, like if you're gonna take an approach at drawing, like I'm not trying to give anyone any lessons or anything, but if you're gonna take drawing as a step-by-step procedure, if you look at all these, they all have shapes to them. I always begin drawing, like I always use a picture of reference, but you always try and look at a character. For example, like even the dog. The dog is he's just shapes. He's like, if you see here, this is just a circle. So I always start off with just trying to evaluate the drawing. So if I'm told to draw, let's say, Spider-Man or something, look at different images of Spider-Man and see what shapes encompass Spider-Man. What will make it easier when I draw this to make it quicker. And this whole experience has helped me with my drawing ability, because I am forcing myself to draw quicker than I normally do, because 15 minutes isn't very easy to draw something like this where I was requested. I don't even know what this is, and Hatsune Miku, and I've never drawn this before, and I had to draw it in 15 minutes because that was the whole point of this. Otherwise there was no point to putting the image up. This was a bit difficult to draw at first. Like it is pretty sloppy, but I think it's looks pretty good in the end. And yeah, so that, like, the big thing, like, it helped me a lot, this whole experience of making this website, just because it helped my drawing ability. And yeah, I really liked it. Those are all my sketches, and I have this. This is an image of me when I was in grade 8. So like my whole story of drawing is I started at about age 4. I didn't begin to take it seriously until age 7, when I took a lesson at a local community college where I lived, and it helped me a lot. It pushed me to draw more, because the lessons it was a group class at this community college, and they were very enthusiastic. Like it was like once a week for the whole summer, so like for 8 weeks, and it was like it really pushed me. And then after that, I began just to draw everything. I would buy every how to draw book. Like I have like The Simpsons, how to draw, like this, how to draw this, how to draw this, how to draw, and I would just spend hours looking through these books and trying to imitate what they're saying. I'd go, like, once YouTube became available, which is a few years afterwards, I began to just watch videos on how to draw, and I just draw. Like eventually, like right now, I don't draw as much as I used to, because like of the circumstances, and it's like the passion has kind of died down a little bit, but I still continuously draw, like on my notes. I doodle on everything, and it's just been a big hobby in my life, including, like, I also play basketball, video games, snowboard. I have a job, and like, yeah, but it's still one of like my favorite hobbies, and it'll always be something there for me to do, and I really enjoy it. Like when I do have the motivation to start drawing, it's never a dull moment. So this is my website. It's simple, just like my drawings, but here if you want to check it out, and if you want to, for some reason, want a commission or just anything, you can come here and put your name, email, and submit anything. Alright, thank you.